Good evening, everybody. Joe Pal Martin Metalhead here. Got some exciting news today. My British passport finally came after a 9-week wait. 9 weeks it took. I renewed my British passport on the 25th of March 2022. My passport application was not approved until last Friday. This was printed on Sunday and it arrived on my doorstep today, Tuesday, 31st of May 2022. I don't blame HMPO, Her Majesty's Passport Office, for taking so long to get this done, because there's been a huge backlog in passport applications. I'm just quite lucky that I did it now rather than waiting till next year, because in the current situation, if my passport was more than 10 years old, I would not be allowed entry into Schengen. My passport would not expire until September next year, and I only had 5 pages left, so I thought it's time to renew this. Now, the cheapest way to renew your British passport is to do it online. It costs £75 for an online application form. This is for like a standard 30-page passport. But if you want a jumbo-sized passport like the one I've got here, this is going to set you back 85 quid. You could pay a bit more to get it done quickly, like with Fast Track, if you needed to travel or you had some really important reasons to go abroad. But I literally skipped going to Tunisia, I skipped going to Armenia, because I thought, yeah, I've got to renew this. I don't care how long it takes. I need a brand new passport. Now, there's a lot of difference from my previous passport. Like, first thing first, the United Kingdom was no longer part of the EU. Because of Brexit, our passports are like navy blue or dark blue, whatever you want to call it. This is a darker colour than what Australian passports are issued. And also, other European countries who are not part of the EU, like Iceland, Norway, Serbia, and Switzerland, they've got their own like different colours. The Swiss have red, the Icelandic have blue, but the Serbs have burgundy, and so do the Norwegians. And another different factor, like this, it's called Series C, and the passport page is actually at the front, because my first ever British passport, the passport page is at the back. It is actually printed on plastic rather than a piece of paper. And also, I've actually had to physically sign for it. And also, it's got like various notes like arrival abroad in the UK, immigration gates, consular assistance abroad, caution, holder's responsibility. It says this passport contains 54 pages, but it's not 54 pages of usable pages. You've only got like 46 pages. So literally when you travel and you get a stamp, that doesn't always take up a page. Like it would just take up maybe... it would take up like a quarter of the page itself, like the stamp would go there. But if you had a full page visa, it would take up the whole page. That's why it's quite important when you travel is you have enough pages in your passport, because countries like South Africa, they won't allow you in unless you have 2 blank pages. Now, the design of the passport is pretty, I could say dull. It's just a mixture of greenish and purplish pages. The previous passport that was designed prior to leaving the EU basically had, you know, British style phone booths and the Angel of the North and all of those types of scenes. I remember my first British passport I had basically just had a whole bunch of birds, and then my last one just had, well, like, my last British passport actually had a thermometer, you know, basically just to tell you, like, the temperature in Celsius and Fahrenheit. Now, on my next agenda is where do I want to go next with this. First things first, I have to wait until I get my Australian passport returned, because the stupid thing was they asked me to send in any current expired passports of any country, of any citizenship you have, which is stupid. because when I applied for my first British passport, I didn't have to prove to them if I had any other nationalities. So when I apply for Australian passport, I don't have to prove to the Australian government that I have any other nationalities. But it's kind of like, well, let's just say, if you're born in a country like Cyprus and you move to the United Kingdom and you become a citizen, you still have a Cypriot passport. But when you apply or renew your British passport, they'll demand to know what other citizenships you have, just on their grounds. And also, a funny thing you might not know, unless you look at the back, it's got like a rose, a shamrock, a thistle, and like a daffodil. Normally for Wales, their flower is more like a leek sometimes, but Welsh always is very symbolised with the daffodils. Even some of the languages they have right there, that's like English, Scottish, Irish, that's like Gaelic, Scottish, Gaelic, and Welsh. You know, official languages in the United Kingdom of Great Britain, Northern Ireland. Yeah, I love it. Like, yeah, it's like, this passport contains 54 pages. Ma 54 tildan yin ya passport hun. Ta 54 duligan sa chaled sil seal. Ta 54 length. You know, you get the. No, I've never bothered learning like Gaelic or Welsh or Scottish. I mean, I'm pretty sure my grandfather didn't even speak a word of Scottish Gaelic. Yeah. So, I've got to prepare for my next trip abroad in the coming weeks. And I've got a good 10 years on this. And I got 46 pages to use. So, may this passport take me to another 46 nations on Earth. My last passport took me from 24 to 88 countries in a period of 9 years. This one will probably outdo this. I did originally say that I'd stop traveling off my 100th nation, but I kind of feel like I'm still hungry for more. I've got a friend of mine from South Africa who's been 165 nations. I'm super jealous. He's only a few years older than me. Something to, like, you know, inspire to or like, live up to. Because many years ago, when I was in Australia, I told myself I want to spend more time in the United Kingdom than my cousins. And I want to visit more countries than my cousin Metalhead, who basically traveled the world for her work. And I love you dearly, cousin Metalhead. Anyway, it's Martin Metalhead, over and out.